there are tons of composers where I'm at, the best in the world composers. And so it's like, how do you separate yourself from that? I feel the advice that I would give more is on the more you become yourself, the more unique you are. It's like there's
Mm.
nobody like you in the world.
I have Maestro Lightford with me here today. Maestro, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. I can't complain about anything, man. I'm here with one of my favorite guitarists in the world, and you're just even a bigger friend, man. So
Well, it's just we were just kind of, laughing and enjoying each other's company, like just kind of catching up because, dude, life is busy. I'm a father, you're a father and a husband, and it can get away from us. But man, well, anyone who's met you just knows that you are a light. I mean, and that's kind of become your slogan over the years is be a
mhm.
light, the light of Jesus to those around us. And so, yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see your lovely face, man.
Man, likewise, man.
Yeah, how's Marjorie doing, man? And how's your son doing?
Oh man, they're doing great. I would say we're all living the dream. We are out here in these LA. Well, we live out there in these LA streets, but I feel that we're doing good. We're blessed, and so I can't. I don't think we can complain about anything. Obviously, everybody wants something better, but I feel like that's going to happen within the journey. So it's like as of right
Hmm.
now, I've been in this. Well, kind of my wife says it a lot, like just being grateful.
Yeah.
Gratitude and this. So people ask me all the time. I was like, hey man, I can't complain about anything. We're all doing well. I got a son and a loving family.
Yeah, well, you touch on something that hits home with me every time about gratitude. It's definitely a temptation to look at what others have, what other gigs that someone has, and just
Yeah,
think,
for
man,
sure.
if only I had that. But one thing I have to remember is I don't know what they went through in order to get there, but
Hmm.
also, just like I also don't know what they're going through right now, and it
Yeah.
might look all roses and everything, but underneath, there might really be some serious problems that I wouldn't want. Because if you want to walk in someone else's shoes, and enjoy the good, you also have to enjoy the bad and whatever troubles that they're going through right now too. So yeah, just trying to anytime I see a bigger house and I'm like, man, that house is amazing, or like a car, even if like all I'm getting down is to the basics. I have clean water. I have
Yeah.
food in my pantry. I
Mhm.
have friends who love me. I have a wife and a son who love me, like I have a whole lot to be thankful for. And it's
Yeah.
just kind of a weapon in the arsenal, man, being grateful.
It is. It is. Nah, man. I love how you said it is a weapon. That we can use that a lot of people do not use, and it's a powerful weapon.
Take me back kind of to the earlier maestro years where you started to develop some of these musical skills.
Yeah. For me, especially when I first heard the question, it's just like how do you get here? I really think first about that. I really had really great teachers, even from elementary school. My band director, and even before that, actually, my a piano teacher, my first ever piano teacher, Miss Helzinger. I feel that from her to my band director in elementary school to my high school band director, and then my piano professor at Belmont, I feel like that is I wouldn't even say just musically what's brought me to this place, because I feel like in all those teachers that I mentioned, yes, a lot of it was teaching music, but they taught me a lot about life and just
Mm,
how to operate. I know that my high school band director used to always say that, "Hey, I'm going to teach you how to work in this town," and that's just not like learning how to read music, how to play your instrument, but it was just things of like showing up on time, how to treat
mhm.
others with respect, and that 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 is what I feel like that has made Maestro of today is like those teachers. I gleaned a lot from them and listened and tried to apply all those teachings that they gave me. I can't say that one like my I don't know, they're like, the people sometimes they say, "Oh, this is the most beneficial moment of my life." Each of those moments I can tell you about a highlight that happened, like even from I remember my first ever lesson with Miss Helzinger, and how at the time I was really into basketball. She asked me, she's like, "What do you like?" I was like, "I like basketball." And then she made this like all she did was something super basic. It's just going up the scale and just the first 5 notes, da 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 dee, da 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 da. And she said something like, "I love basketball," or something like that. And I was like, "Whoa!" Just the. I guess I was 6 years old or something like that, and it
Mm.
just she immediately grabbed me, and so it's just like I just remember her just being a huge encouragement to me, and then my band director, I feel like we talked more about life. He would have these little sayings that would in grade school we never understood because just like your kids, and if you're saying like you can take the mule to the water, but you can't make them drink, and I was like, dude, I'm like 10. I don't know what thing you're trying to say, or just everything can be written on the end of this pencil, and I was like, dude, I'm trying to figure out what a quarter note is, so I don't know what lesson you're trying to teach.
You don't wanna have to hire a translator when you're in school, right?
Exactly. I'm like, dude, this is way above us. And we're all just kind of like, all right,
Man.
make the hot cross buns again. you
Oh,
know?
man.
And so it's just they all had these great and he was the one responsible for getting me into the National School of the Arts because
Mm.
my band director, and I'm trying to go through the years, just so you can just kind of a little knowledge of me. Elementary band director was good friends with the band director at the high school. And so he's the one that took me. And in hindsight, I don't even know if he asked my parents because I know for a fact that at National School of the Arts, jazz band is at 8 o'clock. It's always been like that. And so that's the time my school started elementary. So I don't know how he drove me there. I don't know if he ask my parents or not, or I mean, in the days where that could be like abduction, but my parents probably like, oh well, he brought him back. Who cares? Whatever. But he brought me there, and I just remember that changed my life because that was the first time I actually heard big band music, and I just remember just walking to the band room and just hearing this music. I was like, this is crazy. What is this? I have to be a part of this. And so yeah, went there, National School of the Arts. That's when I was talking about the band director. He told me it's like, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to work. He was a military guy, so
Okay.
he did. He was on it. He's like, look, this is you gotta do this, blah blah blah. It was, and that was great. I mean, and then my high school professor, Dr. Marler, was really. I really liked it because that was probably the time that I got the most music stuff. I mean, I guess that's logical because it's like you're in college, but he was the one that really taught me how to interpret music. You're just not looking at core notes, eighth notes, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, hey, what are these composers trying to convey, or what are they? How should this phrase be? And he was great, and he was good for me because I went through probably like a lot of the college kids. Man, I went through a little depression era during that time, and he was the one that helped me get my act together and get back on track. So it's like, man, I'm extremely grateful and thankful for him for I remember sitting at you come into the room and sitting at his piano. I was like, man, Dr. Marler, uh I don't think I'm gonna be in school anymore. And it was
Mm.
just like a random, just saying, I don't, it was just getting tough for me, just trying to
Mm.
keep up with the schoolwork at the time, trying to gig. And, to be honest, I had failed a class and it was just, I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm like, and he just kind of sat there and listened to me. And I thought that was pretty cool. But later, what he did was he told it's a lady I call Medea, I'm sorry, on time, and she let me have it. But he knew that he's like, this lady's really close to him, and this is what he needs, and
Mm.
I can't thank him enough for it. So yeah, all those experiences, plus just meeting people like yourself. Like I'm just the kind of person that is like I'm constantly just trying to learn, and it's not like just music stuff. It's just hey, this person treated that person this way. This person responded to that situation. I was like, all right, I like that. Though I'm gonna take that.
Mhm.
So I'm just a hodgepodge, I think, of a lot of people.
A lot of your success in music was lessons that taught you how to relate to people how to keep your
Mhm.
head up in hard times, how to how to be on time. You mentioned that, right? Like there's kind of like when it comes to success, like you kind of have to have the core first, and the core is just being a basic good human being. And
Mhm.
there are some there are some people that like I love them, but they don't have some of those core tenets of just like being on time, of like, being respectful, of like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What are some other skills, whether it be like that or just specific music skills that you feel maybe some youngsters need to hear, like some things that they wouldn't think to develop that you're like looking back, you're like, man, I wish I had developed this sooner, or you just see maybe as a commonality among some of the younger players.
Yeah, man, I think now, especially where we are, it's kind of a hard question to ask because technology was different then.
Yeah.
You know, what we had to play, like say our first gig together. I mean, you had to play some parts. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to mimic that cat natural. I guess he was playing in the band. It's like doing all those guitar things, and we're having to play all these different things, and it's like I feel like music is a little different, or the everyday music that you may have to play is a little different. So it's like, I can sound like some other people may say, like, uh, obviously you got to know your craft. You got to know your craft. But I think that at this level, and this is why I'm kind of apprehensive to go down that whole route of like, make sure that you're the best at what you do or best thing. But I'm like, we're all great at this level. I mean,
Sure.
you know, there are tons of composers where I'm at. The best in the world composers, and so it's like, what do you set yourself aside? I mean, how do you separate yourself from that? I feel the advice that I would give more is on the more you become yourself, the more unique you are. It's like there's
Mm,
nobody like you in the world, and so like the more
mm,
you try to do that, I use other people to better show people who Maestro is. It's like, okay, well, this person how to show me how to do this chord progression. It's like, okay, I know how to do this or this technique or anything, this fingering. Okay, now I can do that to show people like what I'm feeling in my heart or how I want to express myself musically. And that goes the same way to me with being like we kind of alluded to it earlier with just the person that you are or interacting with people. I feel like I can't stress enough to get to higher levels is about relationships. How like I
mhm,
feel like all the gigs that I have is not because I can play I can do what they're asking to do at a high level. It's like, yeah, I can play, I can MD and all that kind of stuff. But really what sells it is that we want to be around this person. We like this person.
mhm.
I tell my wife that a lot. It's all about the hang. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, man, you're an incredible guitar player, but I feel like we've had so much more fun moments away from our instruments than just,
yeah.
yeah, we had fun on stage and it was amazing. But if you can
Oh,
be a
yeah.
great hang, you'll get all the gigs you want because, like I said, we're
Mhm,
all good at this. At a certain level, we're all just good. But if you be the kind
mhm.
like, man, call that cat, man. He was cool, man. It's like he could play, man. He could play his butt off, but man, he was so funny, man. He was so great to be around. Yeah, call that cat. And then you go over there,
Mhm.
you do your thing, and it's worked out great for me. As an MD portion of it, I think there's one other element that you would want to know if you're trying to be in those kind of roles as an MD, and that is being able to interpret uh the artist that you're MDing for,
Sure.
and getting that to the band and being able that way that you can give the artist what they're looking for. As a side man, you really don't have to do that as much, but as an MD, you have to be able to navigate that whole translating because sometimes, I mean, most of the time artists aren't, let's say, use the word musicians. So it's not like they're saying
Mhm.
like, oh, play this chord, this progression. Most of them are like, hey, it feels a little weird and wonky. And you as the MD, you need to be able to speak so many languages. And yeah, I think that would be like my only advice. Like be a cool hang and if you're trying to be in a leadership role, be able to uh interpret a lot of languages. you know?
Basically, what I'm hearing is sometimes the artist knows the direction, but they can't figure out the destination, right?
Mm,
So, like, maybe you and I are walking down the street and, I'm like, "Oh, I smell hamburgers. That smells so good, and I think it's coming from this direction." But you're the interpreter, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, you like hamburgers? I know where that smell's coming from. This is
yeah.
that spot. This is that destination. So let's go there and get some good food." So, what's your thought process when you're trying to go through that? What are some things you look for? Obviously, there are some artists that are going to be easier to work with than others.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And it's, I feel the best thing is just to sit down with them. I remember
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the artists that we've been able to play for on together in a band, like, our great sister Lizzie,
Oh yeah, Lizzie
Danny
McAvoy,
Goki, I
Danny
remember
Gilkey.
meeting with Lizzie and just sitting with her for a long time. We were just kind of this. I guess one of her publishers linked us together, and we just talked a lot. And that was when I was found out that she played a lot of instruments and just. I think you said it best. They're just trying to figure out. It's like, hey, I kind of want to go find that hamburger. That's where I want to go. And it's just like sometimes they don't even get. They may say, I want to. What does that smell? That's where I'm trying to go down. And you have to figure out
Yeah.
like what is the smell. But you do that through just talking to them, like, a lot, trying to figure out who they are as people. I feel like once you that's at least that's how I go about it. Like, once I find out who they are as a person, then it's easy to give them what they want, There may be, one artist that loves band licks, and you find that out because they grew up in a certain way where it's like that was kinda common, and then you're like, okay,
Mhm.
well, cool. Then I knew that from talking to them, learning. I was like, oh yeah, man, I grew up Kojic listening to Thai trivia, and I'm like, then okay, I know already what I need to be bringing to the table, And so, but if somebody says,
Mhm.
well, yeah, no, I grew up Southern Baptist listening to Crowder or like just something like that vibe, then it's like, well, I'm not gonna bring hey guys, let's do this hit that these band lines that I wanted to do. It's just about it's talking to people. It is getting to know them. So it's like if I'm getting hired by Josh and it's like, dude, I love metal stuff or whatever like that, and it's like then me as an MD, even though I'm a piano player, then I'm gonna have to try to do some research if I don't know that genre and just be like, okay,
Mhm.
what kind of metal does he like? Oh, he may be
Sure.
like heavy metal or punk metal or just like whatever that is. And then once you
Mhm.
find that, it's like, hey man, I'm a huge Tool fan. I'm like, all right, cool. Now we're getting, but that all came through just talking. And so it's like it helps that I like talking to people. So it's just like it's kind of I don't know. It's just like so I find out these new cool things, and then it just helps. I love it when they give me like this little tidbit that's kind of away from everything, and they're
Mm.
like, "Oh man, but I like um whatever this is," and I just kind of sneak that in. That kind of stuff underlines sneaks it in, and that's what I feel like. That's how I'm thinking of processing things when I'm getting called as an MD.
Are there any, like, daily disciplines that whether it's something you've done for a long time or something you've started recently, any daily disciplines that you have felt have been paying off for you?
Uh, I would say this. There's one that I mean, there are definitely things that over the years that I've done where it's like I'm an early riser, so I feel that being able to get up and just get at whatever I'm trying to do without the noise of the world and the distractions of just everyday life stuff has been very great. That whole saying, "The early bird gets the worm," kind of thing, and so it's just like that means a lot, I guess, to me. One thing that I've been doing lately, and this is just because of what musically I'm doing. So these days, musically, I've shifted all my mental capacity. I shouldn't say all my mental, but a lot of mental capacity to becoming a big band artist. And so that's what I've been doing, and I've developed this thing called the CMR, which is my creating music ritual. And so each
Okay.
day there's a different, I would say, different concept that I have. On Fridays is a vision concept. So it's like, hey, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like listening to that type of music. And so like I'll do some listening to that and then try to create from that perspective. And so it's like if I'm listening to a certain artist, so say if like I'm heavy now on to Thad Jones. He's like my favorite big band arranger, even from the arranging standpoint, and just him as a leader, band leader, how he interacts with the crowd, how he interacts with his bandmates. It's been really, really cool. And so if I'm listening to him and I'm having him as my guiding light as far as just for today, which is Vision Day, um, I'll write something for that. But the point of all of it is just going to this mode, which I've never done before, is creating every day. Like that is the
Mm.
goal for me to create something in that vein every day. And so this is my third week of doing that, of just starting this whole thing. And I feel like it's now I'm seeing the fruit of it because of other days are there's like another day called craft day. And so you're just learning. I spent that whole session on learning sax solis or voicings and stuff. And so I'm learning a lot of things and being able to, like I said earlier in the interview, applying it to what I want to put out. And it's like, okay, oh man, this is how Thad Jones did his sax stuff. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna take one of my melodies to have the concept of what he did and then apply it to this. And now I'm able to speak on another level. And so that's really I'm going through this, and it's something that I've heard a lot of other people, especially writers, do it. They're like, I'm gonna write a song a day. And so right now I'm in that vein of creating every day.
What are each of the days? I'm
Yeah,
just curious.
I'm bringing this thing. Yeah, no, I'm gonna bring it up now. So Sunday is sound day. It's basically just trying
Okay.
to figure out an identity of who you want. It's
Okay.
like identity and palette. You know, Monday is craft day. That's what I was talking about earlier. Mechanics, like, okay, what makes this chart work? For that particular time, I was studying solis, saxophone solis and voicings. You can study what a
Okay.
shout chorus is, all these different things.
Sure. Sure.
Tuesday is, which is very big, and I'll come back to this. Why this is so big for me right now is the reimagining day, and that's basically where I
Okay.
take a modern, a mainstream song, and change it into use like a big band concept and change it to like a big band song. Wednesday is rhythm section day, where I just study just the rhythm section writing. It's like, okay, a lot of times people think big band, you definitely go straight to horns, but it's like, okay, what's going on with the rhythm section? Thursday is the editing day, where some of the sketches that I did earlier in the week, I may try to evolve off of those. So it's like whatever I wrote, I may evolve from that. Like I said earlier, is Vision Day, Friday, where it's just like, okay, trying to do more of my artist mindset. And then Saturday is what I'm calling score day. And I got this, I had it something else, but one thing, and this will bring more of the spiritual side of it to it. There's one thing. I grew up Seventh Day Adventist, and so we do the Seventh Day Sabbath stuff, and so I wanted to kind of incorporate that into this, and so that is the only day I do not create. And so it's kind
Mm.
of mimicking, the creation story of creation, where it's in 6 days and then the seventh day
Mm.
we rest. So on those days, I just do score study. So I'm not creating any information. I'm just kind of like God admired his work kind of thing. I'm admiring the
Mm.
work of these great people and learning from them. It's like, oh man, that was cool. That was cool. Just listening to different records and stuff like that, and then the whole process starts again. And so,
Man.
yeah, I've been doing it for 3 weeks, and it's been great. It's hard, and difficult, especially like being out here, and it's like trying to figure out timings to step away from family because it takes about at the least it may be a 45-minute thing, but it can get like an hour and a half, and it's kind of hard to jump away. So sometimes those are times where everybody sleep.
Take me through, like, one of the recent Vision Days, or what you're trying to do on Friday on Vision Day.
Yeah. So as I said, I really love Thad Jones, and his sound is where I'm trying to go. There are times where he has more of I'll say electric sound, and that's this that he may have the piano player playing Rhodes, he may have the bass player playing electric bass rather than upright bass, and but the big thing for me is like if you watch some of his clips, he's very animated. He does these things in real time where he has like the band and he says, shh, 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 shh. It's like it's the rhythm section. And it'll go all the way down to like, you can't hear him, but you can see like it's this tune called Oh man, The Groove Merchant. And it's
Mm.
like one part of it is like he goes to just the bass player just playing, and he's just like, shh, 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 shh. And the bass player just kind of walking, and he's just like, you don't hear anything, but he's still walking, and then he's like, okay, come in. And it's just like, is this? But they're enjoying it, they're smiling there, and so like when I think myself having those moments where it's like with my band, I want to be able to have that freedom where it's not just we're just playing music, it's like an experience, and so picking up on that, those are like kind of my vision days are like that. So vision days are kind of fun.
I think of Mike Hicks, like he's another one that
Yep,
comes to my mind that
he's
is
great
like,
at that. He's
man.
I learned so much from Hicks, and he doesn't even know. Just like we talk about that, like there was the thing that he does, and I did it one time at one of my shows, and I was like, dude, this is what he's talking about. Where it's like the song ends, but you still feel it. You know what I mean? You still feel the groove, and even though like the song is over, and we're still like, and he's tapped in that to make the audience aware of it. Like we all feel it, like our favorite song ends and we're still like in the moment, but we don't really think of it how he's putting it where it's like the groove's still there. We're still connected, guys. We're still, and he'll just come back. It's woo, talk about missing Nashville, man. Yeah, I
Oh
miss it.
man. Yeah. Well, two others that come to my mind that do that. Jacob Collier, right? Like he'll
Yep.
turn his audience into a choir. Bobby McFerrin would do that too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's his hero too. So
Man, yeah.
Jacob's hero.
Yeah, yeah.
Now they do
Yeah.
like the thing that I love about like even those two, and he may have gotten it, a lot of that from Bobby McFerrin and expanded from what his experience was, and he made it a the thing like his Jacob Collier thing is that I feel that he is I feel like the greatness of what he's experiencing. Obviously, yes, he's hands down an incredible musician. Like it's like we all know that. But I feel
Mhm.
like what is making him so successful is he's brought us all together, and that is with everybody has a voice. And so
Mm,
it's like when he's doing these choir things, because I'm like in my mind, I'm like, hey, what is making him like this thing? Because we can mention a lot of great musicians. Like they're at this, like I said, at this level, everybody's good. But like, what is it that's brought so many people to him? And I think that he has tapped into this thing which he may have saw one of his heroes, which is Bobby McFerrin, do it, and it's just like really commit to it and be like, you know what, I'm gonna
mm,
make this my thing. And it's like when you're at this concert and you're singing, he's giving you these notes, and you're in a sense, we've all become one family. And
mhm,
for me, I'm gonna take that, because it's like I said, it's like I love to take things, but for me, I'm gonna use because I'm not necessarily a vocalist. But I'm gonna use mine because this big band thing is just try to tap into people's heartbeats. It's like we all
mhm.
have a heartbeat, and I feel like this is gonna be a more powerful thing. And I'm kind of just putting on. I've never really talked to anybody about this, but this is kind of like a really great friend. It's like I could tell Josh anything, but it's just um this heartbeat. I feel that we all. One thing about the Jacob Collier thing that I've noticed too is like it's all the voices, which is we all are supposed to have a voice, but we all don't have a voice, kind of
Mm,
thing going on in the world. And that transition transcends a lot of things. Of that is a big thing of what I'm saying.
mm,
But I feel like we all have a heartbeat. And
mm.
so trying to tap into I love that I got a chance to experience Jacob and even go to see Chick Corea did it a little bit.
Oh,
Bobby
man.
Finner obviously did it a little bit, but just I think that's what makes it's the bringing together. I'm very fascinated with this thing. Yeah. I don't know why I went down that whole rabbit hole of that, but it just felt like sharing uh extra things with you on this
Yeah.
this
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, and I mean, that's where we could kinda jump into a little bit of a more spiritual aspect of it, right? We all need Jesus, and none of us can look at ourselves and be like, "I did this because I'm so good." We have to remember to be humble, we have to remember
yeah,
to lift others up around us. Music's a great way to do that, to connect us all so that we can see
yeah.
each other more and pay attention to each other more.
Yeah,
If
man.
someone's feeling like burnout or stuck or unqualified, what would you say to them to help them get out of maybe a difficult spot?
Oh man, dude, I don't know if I was saying hoping we weren't gonna go there, but I think it is. I mean, this is another thing that I think I've only told my wife and my best friend about, and it is directly
I won't
related to
tell
what.
anybody.
Yeah, yeah. Don't tell anybody. Don't release this thing. But yeah, no, I feel like this is divine. You know, you asked about it, like
Mm,
God works in these mysterious ways, and it's great because I'm not there anymore. Um, but maybe a couple weeks ago, and this may why we have the CMR thing because I needed to create something. But a couple weeks ago, I had contemplated giving like just not doing music anymore. Like just I've been doing it for so long. I've had some great success uh, that I feel good about, but it was just I wasn't getting to where I wanted to get to, and so I was just this feeling of burnt out. It's like starting
mm,
to think. It's like, and you understand this as being a father, husband. You start thinking like, hey, the decisions I make directly affect my family, who I am responsible for. So it's just
sure.
like that whole thing of like, hey, am I making the best decisions for my family? And man, I just went through a bad place, and I feel if I had to make a suggestion to people, I had to get back on my spiritual tip. It's just like really getting back. There's this it was this. Oh man, I just had the song in my heart. Oh, read your Bible, pray every day, and you'll grow, grow, grow. I just happened that popped in my head one day, and I was like, you know what? Let me go to that because I feel stuck. I feel like I'm not going anywhere, and it's just like this little song I learned as a little kid popped in my head. So every day I go to my studio and early in the morning. But so I'll go park in the parking lot before I get out of the car. I open up the Bible app, and whatever that
Mhm,
scripture is, that's what I'm reading. I'm just
mm,
just just to read the Bible and pray every day.
yeah,
And I feel that has gotten me on this journey that I'm at right now where I feel like I'm really in my kind of divine purpose stuff now and knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I just feel like that just came at a result of just stopping and praying.
mm,
And sometimes it's not just one prayer, it's just like over and over. I'm big in like meditation as well. And so it's just like I guess you could still call it just kind of praying. I'm just talking to God. And so it's just trying
mhm,
to really understand what he's asked for me. And yeah, that's what I would just more of just my suggestions would be, find your rhythm of what centers you, what grounds you. Just get away from the noise. I feel like that's really kind of why we get into some of these burnt out funk positions because we can't hear God and what He wants us to do, and all I'm just hearing is the world, the noise. Is like, man, they have that gig. Man, my friends that I went to school with, they're winning Grammys. I don't have anything. And these are
sure.
that's legitimate, to feel these things. I do feel these things, and I can get to a bad place because I am feeling like I work really hard to get to a great place, but I'm not there yet. But once you turn off the noise, um, you start hearing them again, and you start feeling like, hey, okay, this is my calling. Big band is
Mhm,
my calling, and not necessarily just big band, but my uh divine purpose is to share joy with the world. That's what I'm gonna do for my life. And it's through this big band music that did the same to me. Remember when I told you the story about my high school experience? It changed my life. It brought joy to me. And so I'm like, okay, 20 years later, I'm finally figuring it out. But whatever, I figured it out. But that's because quiet the noise, you can hear, man, and you can just get back focused. So I'm super focused at this point of just I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
it can be overwhelming, to not see
Sure.
yourself where you thought that you would be at this point in life. I know that there are many aspects of my life that I'm like that too, professionally in particular. But, God has a plan for us, a purpose for us. And I know that, like, for me, like just seeing your face and your smile, Maestro, and reconnecting after it's been a little while since we
Yeah,
talked, like it makes my day. It lifts me up, and that's what you're talking about. Your life's purpose, share your joy with the world, and you're doing it every day, man. I appreciate you
amazing.
for sure. There's one more question I want to ask, like, if and this is something anybody who listens to the Tim Ferriss podcast, he asks this all the time. If you had a billboard that could reach millions of people, what would it say?
So I'm looking up. I'm about to be in dad mode as well. This is my
Oh,
son.
man.
He said, "Hey,
Smitty.
Josh,
Hey,
Mr.
man.
Josh,
Mr. Lightford. How
Mr.
you
Light,
doing,
right?"
Mr. Lightford?
He's like, "What is this?"
Man, he's
Hello.
gotten so big. How old is he now?
He's almost 2, so he's
Oh, my
like 20
goodness.
months right now. 21 months.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
So now you
Amazing.
excited. But if to answer your question, before my number one job my number one boss pulls me away, uh, uh, I would say a saying that or a slogan that I've been using for many years now, and that is, "Be more than blessed, be a blessing." I feel that is what I want everybody to be. I just want us. We're all in some sense blessed, but the thing that I feel like will make the world a better place is being the blessing. So it's like, hey, what can I give to other people? What can I do
Yeah.
for others? I'm definitely blessed in whatever capacity that is. You determine that what your blessing is, and then just be more than that. And that to me is being a blessing. So if I had a billboard, it would say that, which I'm probably gonna. Now you think about it, I'm gonna make a shirt that says that now. If
I
we're done
love
on
it. Well, and it's biblical. The Bible says that he who fills others will himself be filled. I think maybe another transaction or another
translation.
translation says, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." So anyway, I'll let you resume your dad duties here, unless there's anything else that you want to say and leave with everybody here.
No, I think that would be the best. Actually, that's a great question to end with because it definitely sums up what because that's like the whole thing of like, if you want to tell the world something, what do you want to tell them? That's what I want to tell
Love
them.
it, love
That's
it,
what I
love
want
it.
to live with.
Yeah. Well, hey, Maestro, love you, love your family. I'll
Man,
let you get
likewise.
get to it, man. And
My
yeah,
wife's listening.
enjoy your time, man. Catch you later.
All right, man.